So, welcome to day 28 of our Purpose Pursuit. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Yesterday on day 27, we're talking about defeating temptations. And today we're talking about the fact that it takes time. It takes time for any good thing to be accomplished, to come out of our growth. Growth is a journey. It's not an instantaneous event. It's a journey. And so in this journey of your pursuit of your purpose, you have to be patient. You have to have that understanding that it's not a quick fix situation, but it's a journey. And so the author tells us here that it takes time to go from seed to plant. It takes time for anything to develop that is good and long lasting. And so spiritual growth is a journey. Developing character, it's a journey, and it requires steady progress and consistent progress. And the next thing is that God's timing is perfect. I know we are in a time where we hear about quick success, rise to fame in 3 days, in 5 days. But the truth is that God's timing is perfect. God's timing is the best. Some of these people who might have experienced quick success, maybe that was their timing, but God's timing is perfect. And honestly, when I thought about this, I did think about Elon Musk. And I thought about the fact that all of a sudden, the president-elect stands and says that, a new star is born, Elon Musk. Elon Musk has always been there. Everyone knows Elon Musk from Tesla, from SpaceX and Starlink, and all the great things that Elon Musk is doing, his innovative nature. But it's like a new star is born. Timing is perfect. God has everyone's timing. It's not like everyone did not know him, but it's just his timing now to go to the next level of growth. So you never know what timing God has placed for you. And I know I'm not trying to be political or anything, but we learn from life. We learn from the people in life, because outside of politics or anything, we are all in this world and we all have to learn from each other. And so when I was thinking about this and I was reading this chapter, I did think about that situation. So your timing might be different from my timing. Do not get caught up in another person's timing, but you focus on your timing, trusting God that your timing is going to be perfect. God's timing for you will be perfect, because he wants you to grow at a pace that would last. He doesn't want you to quickly come up and then quickly disappear. So trust his timing. The next thing the author says is that growth happens one step at a time. One step at a time. You have to realize that God doesn't just work on everything in our lives at the same time. Sometimes he can be working on your demeanor. Sometimes he can be working on your finances. Sometimes he can deal with your relations with people and just different things, your mindset, your execution. Whatever it is, understand that it's one step at a time. I want you to think about a kid that is growing up. The child starts by breast milk, plain, and then after that they introduce different kinds of food, and then the child starts walking. Just different steps of growth. So one step at a time, and do not be caught up with what still has to be changed, with what still has to be improved, but be conscious, but stay focused on the step that you are in right now. It's pretty much just like being in the moment. And I was talking about that with someone yesterday. We have to learn to be in the moment, taking one step at a time. Again, good habits take time to develop. This is not a quick, I'm finding my purpose in one day, I am becoming everything that God wants me to be in one day. No, everything is going to take time. So you have to be committed to the time that it's going to take. And like I said, focusing on the steps rather than how long it's going to take. I remember my dad had told me that if I wanted to be a medical doctor, I should not worry about time, because time is going to go by so fast. And sooner than later I'm just going to realize that it's going to be done. But at the time I was so impatient, and I was like, no, I don't, I think 8 years is a lot for me. I'm still fine that I didn't go that route, but that lesson stayed with me, because many years later, 15 years later, I have people whom I started the journey with, and they have gone on to graduate and even have their specialization. So focus on what you're doing right now, what God is working in your life right now. Time is going to just take its natural course, whether or not we like it. And so patience is essential in this journey. So understanding that it takes time, understand that patience is going to be your highest virtue as you wait, because it's not easy to wait. You have to not just wait, but you have to wait with the right attitude. You have to wait with the right and positive mindset. And if not, you're going to be very impatient, and you're not going to be able to see the purpose in whatever it is that you're doing. You're not going to see God's purpose come to fruition in your life. So you have to be patient. I really, this hits home for me, because I think about some of the things that I had started doing 10, 15 years ago, maybe like 10 years ago, and I did not even think about the time factor, but I was so impatient trying to do everything at the same time. Recently, I heard someone say, you can have it all, but just not all at once. So what does that mean? That means that patience is a virtue. So this is one virtue that I am personally developing, and I'm so glad that God is taking me through that journey to build patience in me. So patience is essential as we understand that growth takes time. And another thing to note, as the author says here in Philippians chapter 1, verse 66, that being confident of this thing, that he who has begun a good work in your life will complete it. And the author is saying that God is committed to completing his work in you. I love this so much, and I feel like I'm going to frame this and put it in front of me somewhere where I can see it every day, that God is committed. When he starts something, he's not one to leave stuff halfway. The question is, are you committed to go all the way with him? So you have to be committed to go all the way with him, because he's committed to see the growth in your life. He's committed to see you become everything that he has created and designed you to be. You just have to keep in step with him, stay in line with him. And the last thing the author says is that we have to celebrate small wins. We have to celebrate progress. I know that there's so much you want to do. There's so many subscribers. I want to have millions and millions of subscribers, but I'm celebrating the 100 subscribers I have today. I'm celebrating the X number of views I have today. You have to learn how to celebrate little wins. And most importantly, I'm celebrating the fact that I'm even here recording this video, because if I did not take this first step, whatever it is that God would have wanted to do with me, I wouldn't even be there for him to do it with me. So celebrate the small steps. Celebrate the fact that you showed up. You showed up for you. Celebrate the fact that you're healthy, and that you're learning, and that you're growing. So this is really one of the biggest highlights for me, knowing first of all that God is committed to perfecting his work in me, and then celebrating the progress, the little steps, recognizing them, being aware, because when we're talking about defeating temptations, we're talking about being aware of yourself, being aware of your limitations. So many times we focus on being aware of negative things, but we do not really take time to be aware of the positive changes that are going on in our lives. And so we have to really have that laser focus to look at it. Think about your child. Who takes one step, and you're clapping, you're celebrating, you're excited. But why don't we extend that same grace to ourselves, that when we make one step of progress, we are happy and we celebrate ourselves? Because we're too hard on ourselves. We are thinking more about what has not been done. We're looking at the glass half empty rather than half full. So I want you to leave with this lesson today, that your growth Your transformation is going to take time, but God is there with you all the way. And be aware of the small wins and celebrate them. So the question that the author is leaving with us today is, in what area of my spiritual growth do I need to be more patient and persistent? In what area of my spiritual growth do I need to be more patient and persistent? You might tell yourself, I want to pray more, I want to read my Bible more, but you're not doing it, you're falling and rising. Keep being patient, keep being persistent, and you're going to see the big wins and the big results. I'll see you tomorrow on day 29 of our Purpose Pursuit. Please share this video with someone. Comment, let me know that you're enjoying it, and like the video as well. And please make sure that you're being committed to your personal growth. God bless you, and bye-bye. Star here.